Hello, my name is Rose Duffy, and you're listening to Pent Up Confidence. Oh my gosh, someone get me an Annie. That's a joke. Hello. Whoa, we are back for episode 3. I'm so freaking excited. Hopefully you've come back after we talked about the claps Ranga from Insta last week. But I hope you can give me a chance and you haven't run away because he gets a redemption arc. Okay, he gets a big redemption arc in this episode. And like I said at the end of the last one, I did not think he was unfit. I thought he was very fit. But like, I didn't even know what he looked like. I pretty much just saw, and I've had bad experiences with red hairs. Whoopsies. Had to cut that out, guys, but I accidentally just said the name of a redhead who you will be hearing about later. Let's give him a fake name. Leo. Leo is a whole story. Whoa. So anyway, I had a bit of a no thank you to Rangas. That's just my backstory. And then Mr. Techfleece. So he also continues on in this episode, plus a new character that I cannot wait for you to meet. So let's get into it. Oh, but obviously we'll do a comfy confession first. Wait, oh my god, I meant to tell you. Okay, so I love the comfy confessions. I really do. But I also thought it can be a comfy confession, and I think this is so adorable, it's going to be called Bring It to the Table or Bring It to the Mic. And either I'm going to tell you something I'm like, oh my god, guys, I just have to tell you about it. I have to bring it to the table. Or you're going to be like, girl, I have to bring this to the mic, bring it to the table. I haven't decided. Probably by episode 5, I will have decided that one. My god, no, this is actually, whoa. Whoa. If you didn't listen to episode 2, I recorded episode 2 and 4, and now I'm recording episode 3. So, just bear with us. I haven't recorded them in order. But, holy fucking moly. So, whoa. Basically, I was listening to, I think it's called Hot Girl Shit, I want to say. It's this podcast by, I'm going to find it because I'm going to shout them out. They don't even know I exist, but why not? It is called Hot Girl Shit, and it was episode 5, Manifestation, Creating Your Dream Life. It is by Louise and Millie. Love those girls. Anyway, so they said this thing, and they're talking about vibrational frequencies, and I want to do a whole episode on this because holy freaking moly, it is just insane. And anyone that's been around me all week has had to hear me yap about it. Or last week, because I said, it's recorded a week after the week I've had. Just don't worry. Anyways, so, oh my god. Basically, every single thing in this universe vibrates. I'm talking everything. So that means even your thoughts. And I was listening to this YouTube video by, holy moly, my new best friend, Bob Proctor. He's the man that invented this. I found out he died after I told everyone he's my best friend. He was 87 in the YouTube video. Literally love that man. He told me, the world. He's got 2 million subscribers. Shout out to Bob. Rest in peace. Absolute darling. If you die and you have your bones, or you've got a dead person's bones, you can cut them open and the little atoms, if you look under a microscope, will still be vibrating. I know. I'm just going to give you a sec to process that because that's actually fucking insane. So I was like, holy moly. And then the girl said, hot girl shit, that your literal thoughts vibrate. And I was like, my god. And so I got on YouTube when I got home and watched so many Bob Proctor videos. There's a whole thing about frequencies and vibrations and all of that, but just manifesting. Like I said, I'll do a whole episode on this, but we've got to get through our summer series first. And he said that people, it's almost like a phone call. I can't call you if you don't have my number, or vice versa. So he was like, our thoughts vibrate, and what you put out is what you get back. And that does not mean, for all my little OCDOs listening, that if you think about bad things are going to happen. You have to really fucking want it. So he had this little thing for wanting money. And he said the affirmation, and then he's like, if you wanted to make that come true, you'd probably have to say it 1,000 times a day for 3 months. And then one of my friends was like, yeah, but what if I'm walking down the street and I'm thinking about someone's gonna stab me? And I'm like, yeah, but you'd probably have to really freaking manifest that. You'd have to be 1,000 times a day, oh my god, I just want someone to stab me, I just want someone to stab me. And then yeah, maybe your subconscious would start to find places that you could be stabbed. Anyway, that's besides the point. I'm just saying it's really hard to manifest bad stuff, but if you want it, you will pretty much get it. So take my TikTok for example. I've been on 5,800 followers for 5 months, and I was growing 1,000 pretty much every 3 days in December, and it was whoa, and then it just stopped, and I was like, what the fuck? And I've been so in my head about it, but it's if you focus on what's bad and what's you don't have, that's pretty much what's going to keep coming back at you. So instead I was like, okay, I'm so hilarious, I'm so funny, I'm just all those girls just want to follow me. Kid you not, within an hour or 2, I was gained 15 followers, and I had not gained any new followers in probably 5 months. Yes, I had people follow me, but then someone would unfollow, so it just stayed the same number. It was actually, I'd go up to 805, then maybe 812, 820, and then back down to 803. It's actually insane. So yeah, that's what I wanted to bring to the table this week. I actually literally thought of this segment while I was watching Bob's video because I'm like, everyone and their literal mother needs to know about this. My mother will. Actually, my mother does because I went and cornered her about it after I watched the YouTube video. So yeah, let's jump into today's episode. Okay, so I know that was like a bit of a longer, comfy confessions, but let's get into the nitty gritty. And it's nitty gritty this time. Holy freaking moly. Okay, so we're gonna jump right straight where we left off. What? We're going to resume where we left off. So I said that the Ranga said that, sorry, he's just going to be called the Clap Ranga from Insta. I don't think this gentleman is Clap by any means. Like I've said, it was just a nickname. Yep. So like I said, I registered. This is the day after I met Mr. Techfleece. Oh my God, like he thought I was fit too. I told my sister about Mr. Techfleece and she's like, oh, have you followed him back on Instagram? And I was like, no, like I'm not sure. And she's like, oh, like you've got nothing to lose. Like, why not? And I was like, okay, this is like scary because like I've said before, if I think something good is going to happen, it's going to do the opposite. Literally goes against everything that my best friend Bob was saying, but I didn't know that at the time. This is December. So follow him back and then, oh my God, the devil enters the chat. Holy freaking moly. I need a name. You can't pause the recording. It's really freaking annoying. So I've got so much to edit now. Whose name gonna be? Okay, bear with us guys. My dad's just come by on the lawnmower because today's a great time to mow the lawn. Yep. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're gonna go right where we left off. If you haven't listened, go listen. Quick recap. We met Spider from Instagram, Snapchat. Mr. has 400 billion stories of himself. Then we had the Clap Ranga from Insta. And then we had Mr. Techfleece. We finished with Mr. Techfleece for now. And then I said that the Ranga snapped me and was like, you're hot. And I was like, okay, so it was mutual. Then, oh my God, this is so funny. And it's like irrelevant, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because I know so many of you from TikTok. So you know my La Vista video where it's like POV walking to La Vista? I was filming that the day after the party because I still had I didn't have big eyelashes on. I did not even cut those eyelashes. I just stuck them straight on from Shein. Made my eyebrows the most gigantic looking slugs you've ever seen. And then did an experiment and sent to people on Snapchat. Like I look ridiculous. And I was like, do you think I look hot? No shit, I don't. Like it was not cute. Anyway, the Ranga replied and was like, well, I think you're fit. So like, yes. Liar for starters. Okay. So I registered him. I was like, okay, cute. Then I had to go out to like a concert with my family. And I was telling my sister about, oh my God, just quickly, it was a jazz concert and Madeline knows this, but if anyone else in my family listens, I had to tell them. I was like, oh no, it was like so good. It was for my dad's birthday. I actually was on the verge of nearly passing out and falling asleep. I can't do jazz concerts unless I can have a nap because it just puts you to sleep in like a really nice way. Anyway, whatever. I was sitting there talking to my sister and I was telling her about the party and Mr. Techfleece. And she's like, oh my God, well, like, did you follow him back on Instagram? And I had him. She's like, oh my God, you definitely should. And then she's like, well, mom and dad are like going away like end of December. Like, why don't you see if he wants to come up? Like so my sister's partner was going to be there. And I was like, oh my God, that's literally terrifying. And my brain was like, my OCD was like, oh my God, like if you think that's going to happen, it's not going to happen. Anyway, I followed him back on Instagram, then left it at that, whatever, get home. Nope, sorry, next day. So Monday, this was Sunday, now it's Monday. And I saw in my Snapchat, and it said, it was in my quick ads, and it was the same last name. Did we say Smith? Brown? Spider's same last name as the guy from Snapchat. Fuck, this is getting confusing quickly. Should I get the map out like I had for Emily? So Spider Smith. Remember the dude, 400 Instagram stories? Yeah. So remember how I said I registered his last name, Smith? Well, I see him pop up again on my Snapchat quick ads, but like this time for like me to accept because I was in like a desirable energy and literally just everyone wanted to be with me. It's a joke. And I was like, what the fuck? So he's back? Like this guy that I literally thought had zero interest in me is back. And then so I went and looked up on Instagram, like, wait, no, because his name was Spider and this guy's name's Zach. Like, what? So you remember how I said I thought he had like maybe a little brother or a twin? Well, that little brother or twin, spoiler alert, it was his little brother, adds me on Snapchat. And I'm like, that's a giggle. So I'm like, fine, like I'm bored. I will add him back. Or maybe I added him back and then I registered that it wasn't actually the same guy. It wasn't Spider. It was his little brother. So bro was like polar opposite of his older brother. Like genuinely chatty fucking McAfee. And he was like, actually no, that was not true. He was blank snapping. And then I snapped my face. And then bro started becoming chatty McAfee and was like, oh my God, like literally love. And I was like, okay, like this is very different energy from his older brother, which I was expecting, like that kind of just nonchalant. Yeah, I'm too wonderful. Anyway, we got yapping. Pause on him. This is where I get sounding like I'm gonna be cancelled. So then I think I was telling my friends about Mr. Techfleece the next day at school because I thought it was like just funny, whatever. And the Ranga and Zach had all going on. And also I just thought it was so funny that it was this guy's little brother, but it was like, well, that's so weird. And he added me. Like, anyway, you know, so like I said, Kelsey's, her boyfriend's best friend was Mr. Techfleece. And I was like, well, I don't know, like maybe there could be something there. I don't know. I was kind of delusional. I was like, I don't want a boyfriend, like whatever, but I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so I think he had his Snapchat in his bio maybe, or I just looked it up. Anyway, and my friends were like, yeah, we'll add him. And if he doesn't add back, then, you know, like he's not over his ex-girlfriend or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll add him. Nothing happened. Still talking to Zach. Yep. And then I was like telling my friends, yeah, I did end up adding him, but like, no, like he didn't add back. Open my Snapchat probably 10 minutes later after telling them like, no, he's gone. That's walking past the window and I've got my whole little podcast set up. My sister's studying law and I'm making TikToks. Okay. That's great. Oh, no, it's okay. I'm going to have like a really successful fashion label one day, guys, like get in early. I already have the name picked out. So it won't be called Pent Up Confidence. Yeah. So basically, yeah, open my phone 10 minutes later, like literally not any time has really passed. And as soon as I opened my Snapchat, it said that Mr. Techfleece added you back. And then he sent a snap. Or maybe it was a sec and then he sent a snap. And I was like, okay, well, I guess like he didn't have to add me back. Like maybe that's something. So, okay, pause. Okay, so do you guys know Trinity Blair on TikTok? If you don't, she is the most wonderful angel ever and gives the best girl advice. And I saw her little TikTok series and it's like how apparently to like get a guy over Snap in 5 days. And I was like, look, the stakes aren't very high. I'm going to test this on Mr. Techfleece. So day 0 says, obviously, like add him. Day 2 is like, post something hot to your story but say nothing and like add like a good song or something, but like keep face a mystery. I don't think I did that. I'm pretty sure I just like snapped him. Then day 2 is a lethal face snap, know your angles, no caption. So then I think I started around day 2 because I found this and I was like, okay, let's just try it. Then day 3 I think was just like trying to like be like, yeah, like I'm here but you can't have me yet, so just like post a story with you doing like something fun. I actually think I did follow this and I did do stories that were like random. And anyway, Mr. Techfleece, if you're listening, let's not talk about it. Then day 4 is save a snap in chat and like just be nonchalant and be like cute or like hot. So do you remember how he said he's handsome, or he was like handsome or whatever, called himself handsome? It was not a handsome snap, but I was like, I don't know if he's gonna snap again today, so I just like had to do it. Sorry. And I saved his snap in chat and I was like, handsome dot, and he was just like, thanks Rose. And I was like, okay, that worked, didn't it? Then, oh my god, I've got so many notes about how to do this all, and it's like then post something to your story like scarcity, blah blah blah. Mind you, pretty sure I'm still talking to Zach, and bro was being very keen, like snapping heaps, lots of chatting, like, you know. Oh, and no, holy shit, my god, okay. I know where we're at. We're up to Thursday. So Monday, Zach added Techfleece. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, nothing really happened. Thursday. Okay, so T. Whoopsie daisies, just said their name again. Sorry, Zach is like, so what's your Instagram? Mind you, I already knew what his Instagram was. I do not have these chats saved, unfortunately. And then so gave him my Instagram. I was like, enjoy a stalk or whatever. Then he came back and he's like, no way, like one of my mates follows you. And I was like, yeah, probably just like, I don't know, mutuals or whatever. I go have a look and it said this guy was called, let's give him a name. I need a name. I need a last name. Let's just go Lockie Brown. And I was like, Lockie Brown? Like, wait, why does that sound familiar? And then I look in the profile picture and I was like, hang on, where's that friend gone? Why is it only the Ranga? Here we go. I go back to my Snapchat and I scroll down to the clap Ranga from Insta, click on his name, and what does it say? Lockie Brown. So not only do we follow each other, and I thought I was following his really hot mate, but turns out I was following the Ranga this whole time. Okay. And Zach's like, yeah, how do you know like one of my best mates? And I was like, I don't know, mutuals or something. Then, like I said, I realized it was that guy. And so I went and stalked Zach's Instagram and I went through, I kid you not, every second post / every post had Lockie in the profile picture. Like these guys were tight. Like they're like best friends. And I'm like, my fucking god, like what are the chances? So I'm a good person. And I was like, I'm not going to talk to 2 best friends at once. That's not okay. So I put Clapbanger from Insta on hold, kept talking to Zach and Mr. Techfleece. Then, so say Mr. Techfleece snap in chat. then the next time is like you're trying to like create a bit of conversation. So that's day 5, back to Mr. Techfleece. And so he sent a photo of him spraying his dog with a hose. I was like, okay, I need a way of like creating conversation out of this. So I forgot to mention in episode 2, at the party, there was a very drunk joke. Like, this guy does not do what I'm about to say. Somehow boxing came up, and then he like did a little fake air box in front of me, and I was like, whoa, like, do you hit women? Like, is this why your girlfriend broke up with you? And then that's when he's like, actually, no, I broke up with her because I lost interest. So then I did Pilates boxing, like Lily Sabri's little videos boxing, not boxing. I was drunk. I was so drunk. And so I did like this little, I actually get the ick thinking about it, like a little fake box in the air. And Bro started pissing himself laughing. And I was just like, okay, great. And that's when I think I like left or started talking to his other friend. I can't remember. Like I said, there was a lot of tequila involved. So I was like, wow. So like, I'm going to find the chat actually. I'm going to find the receipts. Why not? Oh my God, guys, I just went to our chat and I accidentally unsaved something. I don't know if you got a notification. That's not good. It was the snap that I saved in chat and they said was handsome, but it wasn't. So it's fine. Fuck, I lost it. Oh my God, I'm good. His little Bitmoji is about to pop up. I'm so scared. I'll do it for the pod. Okay, so he sprayed water at his dog, or like there was a hose involved, and I was like, wow, so you like abuse dogs as well. I think I said something like, I'll come and protect it. Fuck, I can't. I'm so sorry, guys. I actually cannot remember what I said, but somehow all I've got saved here is, it's fine, my mad boxing skills will protect me. So, mind you, I'm trying to angle, I forgot to mention. Day 5 is trying to get them about thinking about hanging out in person. Okay. So I was like, it's fine, my man boxing skills will protect me. He's like, I don't think they will. And I'm like, well, why don't you come teach me then? See, putting it in his head, like, get in person. I was grasping at straws. I had no idea what I was doing. Just not right now. You already made it clear you don't want to meet my dad. Because like I said in last episode, that I was like, do you want to come meet my dad? Like when my dad rocked up, I said, joke. He's like, maybe I will, we'll see. And I was like, okay. I'm like, well, can confirm you will not be, if that tech fleece comes within a 10-kilometer radius of me. I'm so funny to talk to. He's like, I'll wear tech fleece just for you. I'm like, stop. Can't be that generous, hence and handsome, that just doesn't exist. I'm being sarcastic. That's right. Okay. Then I said, well, your name defines you perfectly. And I like sent a screenshot because he was called on my Snapchat Mr. Techfleece. And then I was like, he's like, Mr. Techfleece is perfect. I'm like, I wonder what my nickname would be. Either like, I don't know, I was just giving him a bunch of good ideas, like sarcastic hot bitch, or like girl that humbled my ego, just like things to like get his little brain thinking. He goes, victim number 382. That's your name. And I'm like, damn, well, Kelsey was wrong about you not being a player. And he's like, you won't know until you find out. And I'm like, well, I may be risking my safety, but I suppose that is a risk I'm willing to take. Well, I already know your age, so I won't be an actual victim. ... Again. Because we had some people that were way too old to be talking to a 17-year-old, but told me that they were younger on my Snapchat prior to this. And he's like, question mark. I'm like, I guess you have to wait to find out. So I was like creating that dance strand. He's like, righto. And there was just like a bunch of other stuff. Doesn't really matter. So anyway, having it up to him, still chatting briefly to Zach. I was way more interested in Mr. Techfleece, mind you. And obviously we have Mr. Ranga on hold. Yeah. Okay, we're getting to the kicker again. So like I've said, Mr. Ranga and Zach are like best mates. So put Ranga on hold and still talking to Zach, and bro seemed like very fucking interested. So basically he lives where I have a place that I sometimes like to go with my family in the holidays. And I was like, thought I was going to be down in December, but I was like, hey, like texted him. Can't believe this all happened in 1 week. It really did though. Because then after this I went on, school was done. Okay, anyways, well, your girl's a player. I'm playing, yeah, someone called me a player the other day and I was like, yes, that's true, because no one's won yet. Like no one's win me yet. So I said like, hey, like just so you know, to Zach, surfer boy. Did I say that he was a surfer boy? That's kind of what he's called in my head, like blonde surfer boy. I'm like not going to be down to the beach like for a while now, but like, so yeah, like if you want to stop talking or whatever, like that's chill. And he's like, no, like, oh my God, you're literally like my dream girl. Like, how could I not want to stop talking to you? Like, I just can't wait till we can like hang on the beach together. And I think I was something like, what, like, because of my bikini. And he was like, no, we can go surfing. Like, bro was fucking keen. He was making the pram. He was building the cot. He was like, you know, getting the 5 to 9. He was like locking in. And I was like, okay, but like, because I've had really bad experience with people just like blocking me out of nowhere. And like, I just am like, what the fuck happened? And so I just said to him, and I was like, hey, like, if you do decide like you can't keep I don't know, this long distance. It wasn't even long distance, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, bro was writing his vows, and I was like, yeah, so could you just like let me know, like if you do suddenly feel like you can't really like do the long distance or whatever, like just please give me some warning before you decide that, because like I hate when people just like block you and you have no idea what's happened. I thought that was fair. This is Friday night. I wake up Saturday morning. I may have even sent them, Zach, a morning snap. I can't remember. But what I do remember is that by about 11 o'clock, so not even 24 hours after I said, hey, like if you're gonna remove me, there was a big fat fucking X next to his name. He had blocked me. And I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, no. Like, you cannot be all like freaking love bombing. Like I said, I have OCD, a magical thinking OCD that will go, oh my God, like, wait, maybe. And especially like never had a boyfriend. Like, I'm like, oh my God, maybe this time. So I was like, wait, maybe. Absolutely not. There was a big X next to his name. So I spark. I'm like, I want to know. And I was like maybe he saw that I had the Ranga on Snapchat, or we were both snapping and there was like a crossover. So I messaged the clap Ranga from Insta and I was like, hey, like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm just watching a movie. What are you doing? And I'm like, are you with friends? Like, you know, that kind of thing when you're like snapping a guy and then you both your bestie and you realize you have him on your Snapchat and he's a slut and you're like, ew, get away. So I thought that might have happened. And I was like, oh, like, are you with anyone? And he was like, no, why? And I was like, okay, so have a seat, babe. And I literally told him the whole story. And I was like, so, and I even told him that I thought I was following his friend on Instagram and I wasn't. And he knew everything except the fact that his name was Clapped Ranga from Insta. I think I might have even said I wasn't attracted to you. And then I saw you on my Snapchat. And then I was like, wait, he's really fit. Like, I think I was really upfront about it. And he was like, what? That's so crazy. Like, that's so, well, not something like Zach would do. Like, he was literally telling me about you all week at school and showing me snaps and stuff like that. And I was like, okay. And then he goes, oi. And I'm like, hello, yes, what do you want? And he's like, I have power. He's like, sent me 4 different random photos. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, which one should be my new Instagram profile picture? But there was no friend in them. And I gave him a very honest review and he chose a very nice one. And then he goes, wait, like, is it bad if I start chatting to a chick that my mate was just talking to? And I was like, well, Zach made his bed, he can lie in it, because literally bro did. Okay, and then I'm about to go on school camp. So let's just say, I think I snapped the Ranga a little bit, not much. We kind of like lost touch probably in like 2 or 3 days. Then on Monday, I had to go to a leadership camp. That's episode 4. I'm so fucking excited for you to hear it. And then Mr. Techfleece, I was like interested in at this point. And I was like curious. And I was like, and I think I was probably just like trying to start up little random conversations. And I'm cringing at myself. And then that brings me to episode 4. And I'm going to leave it here because, well, pack your bags. Episode 4 is wow. So, or maybe it's episode 5 though. They're both pretty good. But yeah, I love you so much. I'm going to hype your heartbreak. And when I say that, like, I know so many of you who are listening are not heartbroken, but I know there's a potential There's a potential fact. There is a chance that one girl is listening to this right now and she is feeling she has felt, maybe she thought she had maybe a chance with someone and then she didn't and she got blocked like Zachary did to me. And so I just want to say, I love you. You are so gorge and you're stunning. And like I said at the start of this episode, if they do not match your freaking energy, so when someone says like someone's energy is draining, it's actually they're not draining your energy. I mean, they may, but they're bringing your little frequency, say it was like really high, low. And just quickly, say you really want to date a really happy guy. And then there's 2 guys standing next to each other, a really happy one and a really sad depresso one. You're super happy at the time, but you're like, no, like the sad depressing one's prettier or he's hotter or whatever. So you lower your literal fucking frequency and your vibrations to match this guy. And then you're in harmony, but you're really sad. So if you want someone really happy, put out good positive energy. Doesn't mean you can't be sad, but do you know what I'm saying? If he rejected you, whatever happened, then he just was not actually, it was below your energy. It's not a bad thing. I love you. I hope hearing my little all over the shop story made you feel a little bit better. I love you so much. You're stunning. And also the more you tell yourself you're stunning, your brain will actually start to believe it. I'm going to make a whole episode about the manifestation stuff. But yeah, for now, go listen to episode 4. It's actually no. Next Wednesday at 8 a.m. I will see you for episode 4. And truly, like no one from my school pretty much knows this story. So it's going to be a bit of a giggle. But yeah, I love you. Oh my God, no, Emily, you don't know this story. This is the one that I wanted to tell you about. Please go listen to episode 4. I will see you there in a hot sec.